Lebanon, where there have been several Israeli strikes in Beirut shortly after its army issued a forced evacuation order. There are plumes of smoke in the southern suburb of the capital. This video is coming to us just a few minutes ago. Israel's army has put out a statement claiming buildings in the area that were located near Hezbollah facilities. The last strikes in the area were 3 days ago. Earlier in the day, drones crossed from Lebanon into Israeli territory. They were seen flying above northern Israel, and sirens were heard in western and upper Galilee. Overnight, Israel's military also struck civilian buildings in the southern city of Tyre. Lebanon's Ministry of Health says Israeli attacks killed at least 54 people on Monday. Meanwhile, the Israeli armies also conducted a strike on the district of Carmel in northern Lebanon. At least one person's been killed, 4 have been injured. It follows an attack nearby in Ein Yaqub a day ago, which killed at least 16 people. Now, we've got correspondents in Lebanon. In a moment, we're going to be speaking to Zeina Khodr in Akkar in northern Lebanon. First, we're going to go to Imran Khan, who's in the capital, Beirut. Imran, we've been watching these pictures of the smoker on the skyline of southern Beirut. What more can you tell us about what's been going on?
Well, forced evacuation orders were given for 11 buildings. We're hearing 8 airstrikes have taken place. So at least that would follow that there's going to be another at least 3 airstrikes. Now, Dahya, the southern suburbs, is a very densely, normally populated area, but it's a very densely built up area. So when you have 11 buildings under forced evacuation order by the Israelis, that's not just only those 11 buildings. There's buildings around there as well, people's businesses. We're already hearing that a sandwich shop has been completely destroyed in these strikes so far. Also, now we mentioned the Dahya being densely populated. People aren't actually living in Dahya. It's actually pretty empty at the moment. But what people are doing is going to check on their houses, going into those southern suburbs to see if their houses are standing, see what is going on with their property and their businesses. And a lot of people now are going to find that their businesses have actually been destroyed as a result of these airstrikes. Now, Israel says that they are going after Hezbollah infrastructure near those buildings, but Hezbollah haven't confirmed what has actually been hit.
Just as you're talking to us there, we're looking at some more live pictures from the southern part of Beirut there. We can see it's another angle of the smoke that's been sort of billowing out over the buildings that you've been talking about. Imran, thank you very much indeed. That's Imran Khan in Beirut. We're going to get more from Zeina Khodr, who's in the district of Akkar in northern Lebanon. So there has been a strike in the north of the country. That was one of the deepest inside Lebanon. How significant is this?
Well, yes, the deepest Israeli strike yet inside Lebanon. We are in Akkar, approximately 125 kilometers from Beirut. Behind me used to be a residential building, a 2-story residential building. There were 30 people inside that building. 16 died. Among them, 4 Syrians. There was a Syrian family living in the ground floor, and then a family displaced from southern Lebanon. They were living in this building. People here are in shock. It's the first time this area has been hit. It is not considered a Hezbollah stronghold. Hezbollah does not have a presence here, so we do not know what the target was. The Israeli military has not said, but in recent weeks, the Israeli military has been hitting residential areas around Lebanon. It accuses Hezbollah of hiding its capabilities, its members among civilians, an accusation Hezbollah categorically denies. And this is what people here are telling us. They're telling us that this family moved to Akkar in search of safety because of the intense bombing in southern Lebanon. And really, the focus of Israel's strikes, you mentioned Beirut's southern suburb, which is now largely empty. We also have the traditional Hezbollah stronghold of southern Lebanon, the east of Lebanon. And as of late, the Israeli military has been carrying out quite a number of strikes in neighboring Syria, which it considers to be a logistical base for Hezbollah. But attacks like this, outside those so-called strongholds, are becoming more and more common. And this really is a war that does not have a clear front line.
Life appears to be normal in areas spared by Israeli bombing, but Lebanon and its people are trapped in a war that doesn't appear to have a front line.
The reality is Any one of these cars can be hit by an Israeli drone at any time.
We are on the main highway linking Beirut to Lebanon's east and to neighboring Syria. It's an important lifeline for people and trade. It's not considered among the dangerous areas. That can change at any time.
This situation really is unbelievable, okay? All people, they are afraid too much. We hope we can get the peace quickly.
We have reported on such attacks in recent weeks. The cars were heading to Beirut on a road the Israeli military says is a weapons supply line.
Many people here are concerned after hostilities between Hezbollah and Israel escalated in mid-September.
Attacks move deeper inside the country. The Israeli military calls them targeted. They are all but in name.
I saw a blaze that threw me. A car was targeted and it flew over in the air and hit another car.
As we make our way to the Bekaa and Baalbek regions in the east of the country, the reality of war sets in. Israel considers these areas Hezbollah strongholds, an operational base, and where many of its fighters are from. But it's home to hundreds of thousands of people who have now left.
It's a similar situation in other areas where Hezbollah has influence. We are approaching Beirut's southern suburb.
At times, the Israeli attacks come with a warning. Most don't. The bombs that are dropped by warplanes level buildings to the ground. Deeper inside these now empty neighborhoods, the destruction is as far as the eye can see.
Even in so-called safe areas, people, especially children, are traumatized by the sound of bombing, the buzzing of Israeli drones, and the sonic booms created by Israeli warplanes.
There's little normalcy, even if it appears otherwise. The uncertainty of what continues to be a costly and devastating war is affecting everyone. Zeina Khodr, Al Jazeera, Lebanon.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.